Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is, what is today? Today is Hump Day. So happy Hump Day. Today is July 8th. It's about 11 o'clock, something around like that, somewhere around there. Anyway, hey, this is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm on a different location. I'm actually, kind of outside. Not really outside, but kind of on a patio area, right? So you can get some sunlight. I said, you know what? Let me get some natural sunlight today. But anyway, we're gonna see how it works out, right? So anyway, let me just make sure I am live on all the platforms I'm supposed to be live on. Working on Instagram. Okay, seems like I am on Instagram. I'm there on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and check this out. And I think I'm supposed to be on TikTok as well. At least that's what it's telling me. So we'll see. We'll see. Man, in fact, let me just go ahead and check and see if there's a TikTok sighting. TikTok, TikTok, because I don't think I've ever seen myself live on TikTok. Hey, make sure you make comments. Feel free to make comments. The comments are open while I'm doing this. Oh, I didn't mean to do all that. Let's see. Let's take a look. See, I've never been live on TikTok, so I don't know what it's supposed to even look like. I don't see anything. Let's see. Live, 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 live. Let's see. Is there a live going on? No, no, I don't see anything. I don't see anything on TikTok, but that's what it's telling me. That's what it's telling me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But that's okay. If I'm not, okay, that's fine. Okay. But I was trying to check it out, right? I got my phone right here in front of me. So I just want to make sure I am live on those platforms I say I'm live on. But I don't see TikTok, but maybe I'm not doing something right. Maybe I can't find myself for whatever reason. But let me just make sure I know I'm live on Instagram. Let's go ahead and check out. And I normally don't even do this. I just go with it and say, if I'm live, I'm live. If I'm not, I'm not. But yeah, so I see I'm on LinkedIn. So, and LinkedIn is probably the most important one anyway. So there you go. All right. So anyway, let's just move. Let's just move forward because these things don't have to be that long. I tend to make them that long just because that's what I do. But anyway, the chat is open, so feel free to make comments. It's all about the engagement with me, right? So make comments. No matter what platform you are on, it will come across somewhere. Let me just check over here on Instagram. So yeah, so feel free if you're on Instagram, make comments. If you're on YouTube, make comments. If you're on Facebook, make comments. Okay, because it's all about the engagement. Okay, so there you go. But anyway, hey, did you guys check out yesterday's show? Maybe you did not. That's On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. That comes on every Tuesday, right? So that was Tuesday at 1 o'clock yesterday. And the reason why I'm kind of bringing it up because I had a guest yesterday. It was show number 351. I had Miss Paula C on my show. So thank you again to Miss Paula C for coming on and gracing us with your presence as well as the wisdom you have and information you're sharing about AI in the hotel marketing space. We do appreciate that. How do discovery? How's AI helping hotels discover, their who they are, their brands and all that stuff. So if you didn't check that out, it's still there. The replay is always going to be there, right? So just go on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, and you'll be able to see that. You'll be able to see that show in its entirety. Once again, it's called On Air with Russell of Hotels. It was show number 351. So all you have to do is go to either one of those platforms. If you've never been to my YouTube channel, please do so. Just like and subscribe if you would not mind, and then check it out. Okay. So, and you'll see both of us, you know. So if you're like, well, I can't find it. No, you're not looking if you can't find it. So please go ahead and check it out. Miss Paula C. And I appreciate that. So we had a good conversation. The conversation lasted about close to an hour too. It was a really good show. A lot of good information. I was, grilling her on questions and stuff like that. So make sure you check it out. No, I wasn't grilling anybody on questions, but no, it was a good conversation, and it was stuff that a lot of us need to know as far as marketers are concerned, especially when it comes to hospitality marketing and hospitality marketers. So it's important that we know, what AI is doing for us, or what AI can do, and some of the things we need to make sure that we're looking out for. If we're not doing, we need to make sure we're doing it. And this goes for hotels. DMOs and CVVs need to look at this stuff as well, right? How are you being discovered? Okay, discoverable. Are you discoverable as a destination? You should be, but maybe you're not doing everything you could be doing, and maybe you are. But it's okay to learn new things, right? And to make sure we're doing things the right way. So there you go, and making sure that AI is not this boogeyman that's in the closet, like that's gonna jump out and get me and take all our jobs and all that stuff. No, no, no. We're still in the early stages of this, but it's not if and when, it's here now. Okay. So it's all about taking advantage of what it does for us. If that makes our jobs easier, that's fine. If it's making our hotels and destinations more discoverable, that's what you want, right? Don't you want your destination to be discoverable? I would think so. So, just real quick on that, just to make sure that all the information is on your websites and everything, because AI does scan websites and anywhere there's postings that you've done, and even when there's conversations that someone's posting about you, it pulls that stuff out as well. So, you want to make sure a lot of the stuff is factual and make sure it's easy to find, because sometimes we'll abbreviate certain things instead of like, okay, like a hotel, we have a pool. Okay, oh, okay, well, that's nice, but what about the pool? What else do you have? What's in the area? What are you located near? Destinations, or what do you call them, um, amusement parks, restaurants, what's in the area. So need more robust information, because AI will take that information and put it out there, right? Because people are, they're using AI to do their research. I mean, I gave her an example yesterday of what I do, and I use AI to give me information about different destinations, about like what is this hotel near, especially when I have groups that are interested in certain hotels and they want to do some outside activities. Well, what's near there? Are there amusement parks? Are there restaurants? Is it a walking area? Is the beach near there? Whatever the case may be, we just need to make sure that we have all the information on hand. So if you're near a park, a famous park or whatever, or you can barbecue there or whatever, maybe you're having a family reunion, right? And that stuff is important. Pickleball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts. What are you near? All that stuff matters. Okay, so there you go. I just thought I'd give you that little information. Okay, so let me just go here and check before we jump into what's going on. Let me check over here once again. Thank you, Paula C. So if you haven't checked it out, just go to YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook and check it out. It was show number 351 on air with Russell of Hotels. That live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. In fact, why is my picture not there? Shouldn't my picture be right there? Okay, maybe I didn't do that. But anyway, okay. So I'll never do one of these shows where I'm not showcasing a hotel. Okay, I'm always going to showcase a hotel, a destination, and in this case, it is the Gila River Resort and Casino, which is located in Chandler, Arizona. Okay, right outside of Phoenix, right next to Phoenix, not too far, maybe 20 minutes from Sky Harbor Airport. That's where you fly in and out of Phoenix. So Gila River Resort and Casino. So it's not that old, right? I can't remember when it was built, but bottom line here. It's 446 guest rooms, 55,000 square feet of meeting space. You don't go right into the casino. So if you're concerned about, I don't want to meet at the casino because of this, because of that, you wouldn't even know that you were in a casino, because there's two separate entrances. Okay. Yeah, there is a way that you can go through the casino from the hotel, but you have to go, make a right here, make a left there, and then there you go, right? So if you don't want to go that way, you don't have to go that way. All right. So, and they have 55,000 square feet of meeting space. Some of it, or a lot of it, is outside, which you want to take advantage of, the weather that they have in Chandler, Arizona, which is beautiful certain times of year. Now, right now, it would not be as beautiful because, well, maybe it's still scenic, and you got that desert beauty to it, but it's hot as hell. Okay, so who wants to be outside and it's 200 degrees out there? But there's something to say about hot weather, or hotels that are in hot weather. They give better deals when it's hot, right? So if you don't care about the weather, how hot it is, you may want to check out like right now, okay, when it's 200 degrees. If you don't mind 200-degree weather, then yeah, definitely go to Gila River Resort and or just any hotels in the Chandler, Phoenix area. Now I'm from the desert, okay, so I can say that, right? So I can say that I can poke fun at the desert if I want to. I can poke fun at the desert if I want to. But no, I love this hotel. In fact, I'm glad. I mean, I wish I had stayed there a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you guys know I had a situation happen, or it was a dirty hotel. It wasn't no situation. It was a dirty hotel, and some other stuff went on. I don't want to bore you with that again. But if this hotel would have been a little bit closer to the airport, I would have opted to stay here because I'm familiar with it, and I would have definitely loved to stay there because we're only there like overnight, maybe we stayed 2 nights there, but I would have definitely would have chosen this one had it been a little closer to the airport, but it wasn't. So there you go. So once again, Gila River Resort and Casino. This is the guest room, another part of the guest room, if you will, lobby. And I apologize if you hear any back noise. Actually, I guess Gardner is cutting the yard in back of me, and I thought I cleared it with everybody that it was okay for me to be outside and do this live, but I guess they didn't get the memo. But that's all right. That's all right. So I won't be on. I won't be on long, so we don't have to worry about that. So this is the lobby area or front desk area. Let's see. That is the bathroom. I don't know why I have those separate. Okay, so normally I would put anything that has to do with the guest room together, and this is the guest room bathroom. I don't know why I showed this. Probably because it's the shower and big shower head that you really can't see, but just wanted to show that just so you can see the depth of the bathroom, how big it is. And this is the space outside I was talking about. I mean, wonderful for outside. In fact, we had that was a lunch, I believe. Yeah, breakfast or lunch outside. No, that was a lunch. That was definitely a lunch. And it was a beautiful day. So this was in January. This January 2026, and just a beautiful. It was a beautiful day, beautiful afternoon, whenever it was beautiful outside, and we had things outside at night as well, and it wasn't too hot. As you can see, there's umbrellas there, but the umbrellas are not up, so it wasn't a bad day at all. I would say it was probably in the 70s, I would guess 70s, but it was quite pleasant, and I wish it was like that all year round, but it's not. But no, it was definitely pleasant, and definitely if you're having things in the Phoenix Chandler area, I would definitely give them a shot. Definitely give them a shot. And some of the food offerings they had, I don't eat meat, right? So avocado toast. I don't eat cheese either, so I had to ask for, can you do this without cheese? Because there's, as you can see, cheese on there, right? And I said, can you do this without cheese? And of course they did. They were willing to accommodate, and that's what you want, right? Hotels that will accommodate you. They'll accommodate your special dietary needs or restrictions, and they definitely did that, and I appreciate that because a lot of hotels don't do that. Another view of the hotel, you can see the pool. There's two pool areas, one for kids and then one for adults only, and you can see the hotel right there. And this, of course, was at night, and this is the meeting space. Some of the meeting space, not all of it, but probably a ballroom. Yeah, a ballroom. I'm not sure of the square footage of it, but total square footage 55,963,000 or 55,963 square feet. Okay, so there you go. And of course, yes, I have a topic. Okay, a real quick topic. Let me just make sure. Okay, nothing's going on over there. Nothing's going on. Hey, do you know? And this is just a question, and it has nothing to do with the topic, right? But the other day, I did a live on the same platform, Restream, But I did it from my phone, right? So I wanted to see how that would work. If you can still do it on, I mean, you still got the controls and everything on the phone, which it did, right? Well, today I'm back on my laptop, and one thing I'm noticing is the amount of traffic that comes through. Now, everybody may not stop and look or whatever, but I'm able to see that people are looking, right? There's a lot of people, a lot of traffic coming in and out of of the live, right? And I was like, wow, maybe does it have anything to do with the phone? I'm using the phone as mobile, right? I'm using a laptop now, right? And I'm not getting the same amount of traffic. I mean, this is just something I'm just kind of noticing at the moment, right? And I'm wondering because I asked someone, does it matter if you're doing a live from a phone versus your laptop? And I'm thinking it does because more people have their phone. I mean, I know, platforms are configured both for mobile and like desktop or laptop, right? But, and this could be a coincidence, but I'm going to try it again. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a live from the phone and I'll see if I'm getting more traffic because right now I'm not getting as much traffic as I was getting before. Okay, so I don't know if anyone is listening to that and they have a thought on that. I would appreciate you sharing your thought. But anyway, we'll see. But once again, I always do my own market research on things. But of course, I want to open it up, excuse me, to anyone that may be listening. And but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Oh man, that was refreshing. Always have water with you. Okay, so a podcaster's best friend is some cold water. Okay, if you didn't know that, you heard it here on the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. Okay, so real quick, because we're at 17 minutes now. I normally take about 25 minutes to do this. Well, it just depends. If I have people that want to ask questions, I welcome that. So I'll stay longer if that's what is required. Okay. So anyway, the topic for today is what's more valuable, being consistent or your follower count? What's more valuable, being consistent or your follower count? Like how many people are following you, right? So how many, if you're on LinkedIn, how many people are connected with you? If you're on Facebook, followers, right? All those kind of things, right? So it's always important, right? Don't we always think about, oh, the follower count? Oh, I got how many followers? And this, how this conversation came up. Now, a lot of these conversations come up because people ask me questions or through my own experiences, right? So, a couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with somebody, and they had a friend who was um, starting this new business or whatever, and he needed some help via like sales or whatever. He needed some salespeople to assist him with this new venture that he was doing. And I said, well, and then she was just asking, we were having a conversation, asked me, did I know anyone that would be interested, or would you be interested in, helping this, this gentleman or friend or cousin or relative with this project that he or she is doing? And I said, not me, not direct selling. No, that's not what I would do. But I said, for this particular venture, what I could offer, because it wasn't industry specific. This would work with, and I'm not going to go into detail what it is, but it wasn't industry specific, meaning any industry could benefit from this particular new business venture that this person is coming out with, right? So I said, well, what I would do if he was interested, I wouldn't have a problem with like displaying it on my show or talking about it on my show, maybe logo placement, any of those kind of things, right? And the first question they asked was, "What's your follower count?" Like, well, and I told him, and I'm like, "Well, really, what does that have to do with anything?" I said, "What about being consistent?" I said, "Do you know anything about this show? Do you know anything about the show and the particular reach that I may have?" Right? No, they don't know anything about it. They know I do a show, but they don't know a lot about what I do, what I talk about, or whatever, or the importance and the value of like stuff like this, right? Logo placement, mentioning them, how long this stays on. I never delete any of the things that I do, right? So they're always going to be here forever, right? So yeah. So do I get like say if I had 30,000 people that I'm connected with on LinkedIn, do all your shows go to 30,000 people? No, they don't, right? But the more consistent you are, you're more likely going to reach people over time, right? Because as long as you don't delete it, it's still going to be there, right? It's still going to be there. People can always come and go as they at their leisure, okay, and check it out, right? So when someone kind of stops you in your tracks, and say, "Well, what is your follower count?" That's the first question they ask. They didn't ask who I even appeal to. Who are the people that listen to your show or watch your show? They didn't ask that. What's your follower count? Okay, so topic for today is what's more valuable, being consistent or your follower count? Hmm. Okay. Well, we're about to find out. We're about to find out right now, people. Okay. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that are interested in this. Okay. So everyone wants more followers. We all enjoy seeing those numbers go up. But here's the question: what's more valuable? A brand with thousands of followers or a brand that consistently shows up? Hmm. In my opinion, consistency wins every time. That's my opinion, right? That's Russell of Hotel's opinion. Everyone else may have their own darn opinion, but this is what I'm talking about. It's my show, so this is my opinion. Okay. First, consistency. Okay, no, hold on. Number one. Number one, consistency builds trust. People are more likely to do business with a brand they see regularly. Every post, video, podcast, or conversation is another opportunity to remind people who you are and how you can help. Okay. So that's number one. Consistency builds trust. People are more likely to do business with a brand they see regularly. Okay. Let's go on to number two. This is going to be quick, right? Number two. I'm always going to limit it to three. All right. So be patient with me. Hold on. Number two, followers don't automatically become customers. That's one thing that you don't hear that enough, right? Just because you have a lot of followers doesn't mean you have those followers equal customers. That's not the case, right? And not many people would even say that. But I'm saying today, followers don't automatically become customers. You can have a massive following, but if the audience isn't engaged or isn't the right audience, those numbers don't necessarily translate into business. Okay. So people always say, "What's your follower count? What do you, oh my God, this and that." Well, does that automatically mean that they're going to become customers? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So always remember that, right? Because that's something that people forget about or they don't even think about. Number three, consistency creates familiarity. Be familiar. Consistency creates familiarity. Okay. The more people see you providing value, the more likely they are to remember you when they need your product or service. Staying visible keeps you top of mind. I'll read that again. The more people see you providing value, the more likely they are to remember you when they need your product or service. Okay. Staying visible keeps you top of mind. So the more consistency, meaning you're doing it more than one time a month or whatever. Guess how many times I do things, right? How many times I do the daily check-in, people? I mean, let me know. I mean, don't you guys know this? You guys should know this already, right? The daily check-in comes on 4 days a week. Okay, so there's 1 day left. What day is that? That's Tuesday. I do On Air with Russell of Hotels. So the daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and On Air with Russell of Hotels comes on every Tuesday. So that's 5 days a week. There's only 7 days in the week, people. And even the next 2 days or the days that we have remaining, Saturday and Sunday, I'm posting things as well, right? So it's all about consistency. Even if you're not doing a live, and it's not all about just doing the live, right? I do postings as well, right? Because it's all about visibility. It's all about, that brand recognition. It's just being consistent. It's being in front of people as much as you can. Just like, we travel, people within the hotel space, the DMO space. If you're a salesperson, you travel a lot, right? Well, what about those times that you're not traveling? Don't you still have to be visible? You still have to be visible. You still have to be consistent. We may be consistently showing up at certain shows and certain conferences throughout the nation or throughout the world, but there's going to be times when we're not there. That's the time we need to pay more attention to, okay? Because there's a void there. And one thing you don't want for your brand is to be voided or have a void there, right? So you have to be consistent. If that means that you have to do things on social media like this, doing lives, doing postings, then that's what you do, right? Because you can still, always have to get this right. You can still have a presence without being present, meaning you don't have to be in front of someone all the time, but virtually I am in front of someone. Hello, there's someone out there that's watching this and saying, you know what? I haven't seen Russell at a show in a while, but I see him damn near every day on LinkedIn. Okay. Because I'm consistent, right? So I'm having a presence without being present. Okay. I'm virtually present. Okay. Hello, I'm in front of you, right? But I'm not in front of you physically where I can give you a hug and oh my God, oh this is great. Oh, give me a hug. We can't, I'm not at that point. I mean, I'm not there, but I'm still in front of you and I'm throwing knowledge out there. I'm giving information. So consistency creates familiarity. And then I think that was it, right? Was that it? Yeah, yeah. I think so. Let's see. One more thing. One more thing. Of course I got one more thing. Visibility plus consistency equals trust. Trust plus relationships equals opportunities. Opportunities equal business. Okay. So you got to put all that together. You put all the, what's more valuable, being consistent or your follower count? Well, I guess you kind of know where I was leaning towards this, right? But number one, consistency builds trust. Let's just go through them again. Consistency builds trust. No one's going to trust a number. Okay. In fact, sometimes those numbers are not even right. Those are inflated. You can buy followers, right? You do know that, right? There are services out there that you can buy followers. So just because you have a bunch of followers, let's just say you didn't buy them. Okay. But you're not posting consistently. Okay. You still have to post consistently because everybody that's following you is not a potential customer. Okay. And that's one thing I always say about when we hire these, um, what they call them influencers. Okay, with hiring travel influencers or whatever. Make sure they're the right influencers for your hotel, for your destination, because it's not one influencer fits all. Okay, some of them only do luxury travel. Well, if your hotel is a three diamond hotel, that's not luxury. Hello, why would you hire them to do what you're doing? More than likely, the people that follow them are luxury travelers too, and they would be insulted if they went there, right? I mean, I'm keeping it real, right? That's how it works, right? And make sure we have vetted out their followers. Make sure we know that they're actual followers and not just bots. Because there's a lot of things out there that are bots. There are a lot of fake accounts out there, a lot of fake followers. Okay. So let's just make sure we're doing that. But regardless, they still have to be consistent. Okay. Regardless if the numbers are fake or real, they still have to be consistent. So consistency builds trust. Numbers don't build trust. Okay. Numbers do not build trust. Consistency in your postings, in your lives, and whatever the heck you're doing, that builds trust. Number two, followers don't automatically become customers. Just because they're followers don't mean they're gonna be your damn customers. It may be totally off base. They're like, well, why would I be a customer of them? That's not what I even do. You're gonna get a lot of people that just come by and like look and listen and keep it moving, right? Just because they're followers do not mean they're automatically gonna become customers. And that's what one thing that we always think. Oh, we got a bunch of followers. Oh, he got 1 million followers. Okay, well, how many of those would be potential customers? Not many. Number three, consistency builds familiarity. There you go. And then once again, just remember this formula. If you don't remember anything else, remember the formula: visibility plus consistency equals trust. Trust plus relationships equals opportunities. Opportunities, the more opportunities you get, that builds business, okay, or that equals business. So there you go, right? So I just want to come on and share that information with you. Don't worry, this information will be there. So if you're just now joining now, it's okay. It will still be there. You can always go back and check it out, okay? Because that's what it's all about with me. It's all about being consistent, but it's all about consistently leaving information out there so you can check it out at your leisure, okay? You don't have to be on the live, and that's fine because this video will be there forever, forever, forever. We love you forever. Okay. So, anyway, that is it, I believe. Once again, if any questions at all, where should you go? Click on this. Any questions at all? There's a QR code right there. Feel free to click on that. My information will just pop up. Bing. You'll see a picture of me like this, and then my email, my website, all that information is there. So make sure you check it out. Russell of Hotels is the name of the company, and that's the name of me as well, right? I'm Russell L. Edmond, but the company is called Russell of Hotel. So there you go. Once again, every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do this daily check-in. Okay. On Tuesdays, I do On Air with Russell of Hotels. So make sure if you didn't check it out, just go to LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook and check out the replay. And yesterday, once again, shout out to Miss Paula C. She was my guest yesterday. It was show number 351. She came on and talked about AI. So make sure you check it out. She's with Guest Review. Check that out. And there you go. If you have any questions, once again, just let me know. There it is. Where's the... Oh, I'm not even there. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. There you go. See the QR code in the corner over there? Beep, beep, beep. The QR code right there. Make sure you click on the QR code for my information. Okay. That is it. You guys have a great day. Thank you again for joining me. And we'll see you again tomorrow because tomorrow's Thursday and it's another daily check-in. So we got 2 more days of daily check-in. All right. So anyway,